Had enough head. You never were one for being idle, right? Varshaham bade us come to Magaduta at our earliest convenience. The others will join us there once they have finished tending to the prisoners. Prisoners. Oh, wait. One second thought. You and Einstein should go on ahead. I need to make a quick detour by the Great Court. Oh, great. Why are you gonna do a detour? You left Gara in the alchemist's care, you see. Best to fetch him before he screams into space magic. Just you and me then. The guardiansman at the gate should wave us through. Begin guardiansman. Honor science, you are free to enter at your leisure. As I cannot leave my post, I'm afraid you must make your own way. Should you require directions in the city, the sentry stationed at the fountain atop the steps should be glad to assist you. Oh, we're gonna enter that place now. Is this new? Could I be here? Oh! Where am I? Oh, I thought it was. Raz Adham. Basically, it's a job that feels like you have to pay attention at all times. It has 2 regions, but no place to heal for people to walk into. Got you, Astro. You cannot attune until after you finish the 85 section of story. Oh my god. That part here? You say, right? This one here. Oh, I see what you're saying, Astro. I got you. Yeah, it's gonna be a big deal for me. I'm not used to you at all. So it's gonna be hard. Ah, so here's the. Oh, so beautiful. But I was over there, right? Okay. Let's go, Einstein. So I have been to Reset before. This place is veritable maze. Oh, really? What are the risk getting lost? We had best ask for direction from this sentry at the front. Lead the way, and don't expect me to act as your tour guide like certain others. Okay, let's go, Einstein. Let's go. Hi, sir. If I was an NPC. I cannot tuning without tuning this? Oh, there's no compressor. Any nearby. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, Mistress Hasty, I presume. I understand you were here for audience with the satrap. If you require directions to Megaduda, I should be glad to provide them. The Strap's residence is situated in Dharma, the highest part of the desert. To get there, I would ordinarily recommend a route that takes you by the bazaars in the city's north. Due to the state of alert, however, most businesses are currently closed, and the athlete is able. As such, I will provide you with an alternate path. First, please ascend the steps next to this fountain, and then continue. There will be more steps upon ascending them. You emerge on Paxus. Back. Proceed through the larger door on the right, and you will arrive to Ruveda. fibers. We think you find another sentry who will give you a further guidance. In other words, we head up. Sounds straightforward enough. There is another one, Toto. Ooh. Oh, look at that! So beautiful. Colorful. Here? There you go. Ah. Watchful. Watchful. Heading to Megadeth, are you? In that case, please follow the hallway to my right and go through the door at the top of the stairs. You emerge at the entrance, the airship landing, where another sentry should be hand to assist you. Incidentally, if you ascend the steps to either side of me, you'll find a workshop of rubber fibers. So you're free to observe the artisans. Take care not to lose your way. Ah, okay, let me go there. If you're here for an airship, I'm afraid all flights have been suspended until further notice. So the safety of others is still in effect. Perhaps it's for the best. That aside, we are not here for an airship. We have business to negotiate. Oh, in that case, permit me to direct you. From here, it's quite simple, really. Ascend the steps, and then continue straight ahead and cross the bridge. You cannot miss it. Righty. Way over there. All right. Okay. Can I enter here? Oh, I can enter. Oh, wait. I need to go there. Also. Let's go from here. I think I can go from here. Come on, Einstein. Follow my lead. Okay, let's chat a little bit. Have a conversation. Oh, I remember passing by here with Varshin. The situation being as it was. He regretted not being able to show us the sights. Life has yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay another visit. Though the city is confusing and the food is quite good, I'm partial to hamster myself. The meat's surprisingly tender and flavorful. Oops. As it is, you think they intend to make a maze out of Redison. Kugani was a flat at least. If you become lost, you could hit to the higher ground to get the lay of the land. Alright, but first let's join. Is it there? Come on, Einstein, come on, come on. Woo, excuse me. Greetings. Welcome to Megaduta. May I inquire after your business? We are members of the Science of the Seventh Dawn. Come at the invitation of His Excellency. Oh, of course, we have been expecting. I show you into the audience chamber. If you would please follow me. So polite. So polite.
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
No, fine. Brazilian
Not
time.
at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent, in more ways than one.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Valiant sons, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence.
Oh yeah, I did that.
No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzathan.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzathan will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Oh.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
'Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydaelyn to whom we must look for answers.
Oh, look, his skin.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. 'Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsummer did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydralyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
That's true.
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Oh. What title?
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
Oh.
I know of his clash with Omega, and the long slumber which was his price. Yet even closed in sleep, my father's eyes are far from blind. He is watching over thee, watching over this world. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsummer's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, weal enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence.
Oh. Oh. Hi. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have to change your champion overlong with idle chatter.
The music does not help to hold emotions.
Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
Ah! Oh, so many memories. Oh, where'd they cook? The others have gone already to the High Crucible. Let's catch up to them. The attendant was kind enough to give me directions to the High Crucible. First, first let us return to the Mulberry Ocean. From here, we're supposed to follow the path left and past the mulberries. Got you. He's gonna take you between those, so we do not forget to attune. Always. Where the street turns, enter the door straight ahead, then descend the steps. I thought the Crisarium was confusing, but it doesn't compare to Razed. The architecture and decorations make it even harder to get your bearings. Anyway, let's see where his door takes us. Ah! Gratitude. Maybe. Good. Beautiful. And here is the Aether Plaza. So far so good, and there isn't much further to go. From here, we just need to cross to the other side of the hall, then pass through the larger of two doorways. The high cruiser lies beyond. I suspect the others have already collected the warding scales. Come, let us join them. Oh, wait. Did I went here already? Ah, it's on the top. Oh, I think that's okay. I'll take it on. Younger, 10th grade, or guys talking. We're last, of course, but at least we found a place. We're last, of course.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for. Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations. Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Please, I must speak with you.
You wake up? Oh.
Nidana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough.
Oh.
All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
Rising.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Aww.
Look at that! Its color is completely changed.
What do you have there? How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
Foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion.
Aww.
As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities.
Of course.
That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
Limit breaks. True.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest.
No.
But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research.
Make sure to not forget this point.
Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense! You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Shall we depart for Charlian then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the Annex.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
Akasha. Akasha. See, where is it? Oh, there's Hunt. It's good to be back and with the fruit of our labors safely in storage. For now, we have but to wait for the others to return from their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Tancred suggests, we should get some rest in the meantime. Guys, surprise me of your recent accomplishments. What an amazing feat to eliminate the tower and pave the way to deal with the rest. Why isn't much? I've changed your shits and plummet. Oh, it's my inn. Ah. That's nice. Ah? Muito. Oh, the flower.
Take heart and protect them well.
Ah! Oh.
Good, you're here. You haven't eaten yet, have you? We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
This cutscene is adorable. It is. Oh. Ah. Oh, no pickles. Ah.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well.
Oh, Estinian.
But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Charlian cuisine is not to his liking.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
A lone wolf.
What? To perfect his brooding stare? Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Charlian feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
Speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Cryle, I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done. If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes?
Yes.
Twill be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it? Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radzat Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt. The relief of a people with renewed hope.
Yeah.
Indeed. And in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Telophoroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day. Hey, that's mine.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume?
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yes, well, after a fashion. They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me.
Ah.
And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
He felt?
Oh.
Sorry, God of me. My quarters are.
I'm not that ambitious. But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
Oh. 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 Oh my God. I didn't see him yet. Oh no.
Ah! Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that. I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news. Our tower in Thavnir has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
Hello, Dagbale. We missed you.
Dag, hi. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. How are you?
No. All else is equal.
Equal. Good. Great. I'm glad.
Equally tedious, equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke.
Oh, wow.
But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul aflame.
How's the story? Wow, I'm getting surprised every time. But I'm really in the beginning. I'm level 81 on the story. So oh, and I also have, and I need to remember that. Lucas, can you put in the giveaway? My other keyboard. We have a giveaway happening. You can put like a yeah, there you go. You can put your name on the list. It should be there.
I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more. And then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn, burn, let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
Oh, so crazy.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed, all the faces incomplete. The setting, too, was unknown to me. So until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you. And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream, too.
What is the truth of your dream? Is he gonna explain that?
Yes. I think that is something we can both enjoy.
Voices of Hope. Ryan Garatian, we're having a pleasant conversation to you. Oh, there you are. Feeling refreshed, Emma? I was about to make my way into the studio as it happened. I wanted to try to speak with Scholar Moti Chain and thank him for coming to our rescue in the roster. As it turns out, he'd come here to see us following the hearing, only to find that we'd already departed to Torvania. Knowing him, he was probably hoping that you could with his former students. Since you're still waiting for Stola and others, I thought now it's the perfect time to pay him a visit. Get to join? Okay. Sure. Huh? Better? Too much. All right. Then it's settled. The twins will be coming too, assuming Afinaldo can tear himself away from his new toys. I'll let you rally to the troops while I go on ahead to Phenomenal. In my recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the stadium for a time. That might be for the best. If the others should return, tell them we will not be long. Sound the bell. School's in. Oh, is that a dummy? Oh, is he practicing? Ah. Getting out for a stroll? The scholar himself was here in the case. What are we waiting for? I too am eager to see him, though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the stadium. I dare say our notoriety preceded us. I found for all people worrying over his reputation, and to our alma mater, no less. Your wonder never ceases. You understand soon. Off we go. Off we go. I love this way they travel. Here is phenomenon. Why I expected you make note of it before. One can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? While most of the space is taken up by the expensive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and a host of administrative offices, and so forth. As a center of what we would later become the stadium, it was established to promote the study of aetherological phenomena, hence the name. Thought with aether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable phase of life and even the universe itself. And then, in 432nd year of the 6th Astral Era, Phenomenon was decrees completed at the stadium officially open as a place of learning. With a long and storied story, it is without a question the world's leading authority in aetherology. The arcane, the occult, astromancy, astromancy, and countless other fields, standing proud at Charlian's very most educational institute. I always did enjoy giving the grand tour to the new students. Indeed, I've long since lost track of how many times he has recited the same foppish speech. Such it is undying love of his old stamping ground. He was in top form back then. Youngest to enter the stadium, graduated with the highest honors in magical arts and theology. Undisputed champion of the debating chamber. Hold on, you both joined the stadium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you're equally prodigious scholar. Nice of you to say, but I've not actually entered half a year before me. Not, not that I do well enough to graduate with honors, and I am certainly not the stadium's most notorious master debater. In all respect, have I ever been in his shadow? If nothing else, just remember that his was where the legend of Afinal View began. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escape. Hopefully, we'll be somewhat more welcome here than we are at last dead. I know better than anyone the auditorium this student body has for Afnal, and with a bit of luck, might work to our advantage. Well, there's no time like the present. First thing first, let's look for the skull and Montichin. Other faculty tend to frequent their officers, but unfortunately for us, he's found wearing whatsoever his wants. What is one? Take him. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen. No. Yeah. Aliafo. Alright. The talking game. He Alia. Are you lost? Wonder of the street, perhaps. Wait, don't tell me. You are the training learner fresh off the guide guild ship. I am right, aren't I? Oh, how silly of me. An orientation is an order. Allow me to bid you a warm welcome to Search's Suite. Let me start with a question. What is the most important thing you find in this studio? That's right, books. And what's the second most important? Why, that's simple. Everything else. That's what... Because this is not working. It's worst. It's worst. Got it in. Thank you. That's what we do in here at the Search's Meet. Whenever the students or tutors find themselves in need of equipment or materials, they come to us. If we don't have it in our stores, we send the learners off to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. Eye of Python. Eye of Python. This tongue. Ah, okay. It's enough to make your hair stand on end, which is possible what some of our students are trying to accomplish. This being a school of magic and all. As our newest glanner, you have your work cut out for you, but I think we will find it quite rewarding. I beg your pardon. You're not a glanner. Then this was all an elaborate ruse. No, wait. Come to think of it, you never actually claimed to be on in the first place. My mistake. He was here, but now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before you arrived, though. He said he was on his way to Marker's Meet. Go back the way you came in, and you see it on the opposite side of the entrance. It is a laboratory of sorts, home to many rare and expensive curios. Not to mention alarmingly frequently acids. If you lose your way, just follow the blood-curdling screams. Lean like bean. Oh. In the time it's taken me to tell you all of this, the scholarship has probably already left. Best of luck finding him. I have a feeling you will need it. Okay. Monty Chain.
I remember you.
Good. You remember me.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Well, I could hardly let that inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you. I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye.
Aww.
You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student. Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
Aww.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore,
if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic. As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
How is that even possible?
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
Yeah, I am very sleepy.
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology. The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into 3 forms. 2 are of the incorporeal sort, the soul, and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
Magic?
Not entirely inaccurate, but nor is it the answer I was looking for. That would be corporeal
Corporeal.
ether. This is the form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities, and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked. Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it. Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
The 7th Umbral Calamity.
What?
The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation.
Olha.
Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace?
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed.
Maybe.
Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty. Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea. For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean. And our memories drift apart and dissolve, rather defeating the purpose, I suppose. But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew.
I don't want to finish this game. Yeah. I got that.
Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable. Well, I think that's enough education for today, now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet. I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend. Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapol. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
To the end. Yeah, take me to the end. What? 525. Level 82. What? What I can do now? Put your artisan to good use. Go in. No. Well, that's giving me much to mull over. Mull over. Mull over. I feel as though we are one step closer to understanding the forum's true motive. And the mysteries of life itself, for good measure. It's funny, I came here with the intention of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in days to come. And on that note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps on the way, you could better acquaint yourself with Alia, as the scholars suggest, while I share our findings with Ra. Oh, welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the stadium proved most education. While you were away, I received word from our fellow science. As expected, news of the warding scale was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to Lim Solomonsa. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive. It is too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way the winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Vyre. Let's start by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Einstein? Sure. Einstein. Phew, I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain though. Vitra and the alchemists of the great work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales, so must treat them with the utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the forum's watchful gaze, I have little choice but to stay behind. You're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I wait word from Master Montoya and our other allies. With luck, we will soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn, I can feel it. To Lim Solomonsa. Right. Lucian. Let's go. Oh, I was not expecting you. As you may or may not be aware, the Admiral is at present entertaining the Elder Sitzer and the Sultan. 3 of the most powerful women in the world are in one room. Do you need a moment to prepare? Or shall I show you them? Do I need to be prepared? Aww. My apologies for calling you away from Charlian at such short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful, and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. It was only right that discussion be conducted in person. You are locked in a war of attrition.
Howdy, Nine Arachna. Welcome back.
Naim, how are you? Oh, I like your emote. How's it going? Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it's only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn we're all in an accord. But may I ask what your plan entails? Hinges entirely on the warring scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlian, the Lion Nation have been engaged on the spare fronts with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge in abduction of kobolds, Saharjin, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph in Razaham has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace. And it's you, the Scions of the Seven Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telophary at the bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. This brave few will be this Ilzabrad contingent. I think such progress has been made in so short a span. Its objectives are woeful. What is that? The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians has been pampered. Robbed of their free will, they serve to Teleforce every hymn without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategy or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember we do not also forsake our compassion and morality, for without that, There can be no reconciliation, only death without end. Arigato. Oh yeah, just tired. Oh, trying not to cancel stream and go back to bed. Oh, go back to bed. How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you. Doing good. Just doing main scenario. Did you finish? Did you finish the main scenario quest already? I'm level 82, I think. 81 or 82. I'm curious about it. I don't know. I'm in a mix of trying to finish and have my heart broken. So I see where this path is going. So yeah. The scopes remain unclear. There is reason to believe the smallest spires are merely a precursor of what's yet to come. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway. So the same could be said of the Telephone. They are certainly in no rush to press further into our lands. The primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. In this game, no, I pay 11. Oh, okay. You don't play Final Fantasy 14? Oh, I thought you played 14 too. Okay. Did you finish 11? I need to finish 15. I was playing that in the stream, I stopped it. This would appear to be substantiated by Stoll analysis of the tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on her observation inside the Tower of Zot, the spires siphon aether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of ether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to the larger spire of the capital. There's logic in that, regardless once we have uncovered the truth. We bring the schemes crashing down along with their infernal towers. Is all we want and good. We have to assume it's more than hitting over the scales and being on our way. I finished 11 initially back in 15 when the last story expansion came out. Then restarted from the stream, but need to put it on hold because I can't afford the subscription right now. Oh, okay. How it is? I don't know. And I didn't play 11. And for now, the only subscription that I have is for 14. I don't have any other subscription. I know the struggle. But what would have us do as soon as more handing over the scales are being on our way? We want you and your scales to join the Usabard contract. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Sure. I'm just old. Come on. It is cool seeing you kids enjoying 14th. Yeah. I enjoyed 14 for a long time. Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. For her revenge, no. For honor and glory. Couldn't have put in better myself. Sheila Tancred and Leander have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the warding scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Isabel. Ruben and Lord Aemir are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourself known upon arrival. Backwarm closing, furs and the like. Without it, the code will do in before the telephone so much as draw still. As for us, we will keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go, safe in the knowledge yours will be you left it, or better, upon your return. Rubahan. Ooh, nice music. Oh, the Wanderer's return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and predicting the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. Those warning scales of yours are what's made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Aymeric be leading the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we have seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there was a fair amount of opposition of the formation of the island Isobran contingent. The very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid into the garners has made me rather unpopular. Then please, I do my best. Let's rather aside charging into the fray. Allies are battles of my own to fight. Rewards myself better than anybody. I hate to say it, but Lord Arian struggles my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is a peace of mind from knowing yours is in the safe hands. As you fight a good fight in Ilsra, I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. We meet again? Who is it? Ah! Oh my gosh! Much has occurred since we parted ways in Warliet. Yeah. From what I gather, the protective talismans you obtained lead to the formation of this expeditionary force. My contribution on his occasion is but a minor one. That being the information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Garlemmer, may the fates be on your side. So you're not coming with us? Strange, I thought you'd have a stake. I do. The Telephone have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But through every mote of my being cries for vengeance. I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I don't know what is it. I see the accused of murdering Imperial Varys and plugging Germ into cows. Where to travel with the Islabard contingent. It gives me countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent, I'm so tired, might instead celebrate the return of a former legatus and attempt to raise me to a position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. Whether I am branded a villain or hailed as a hero, I would only hinder your efforts. For at this worth, you have my gratitude. Even our comrades have the strange and courage to leave my country. I am certain of it. Oh. I'm tired. It's too much reading. I'm very tired. Thank you, Martin. In light of Gaius's rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the whole role of your guide. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for government endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. You say, may I ask you to escort our friends inside? Go see them depart. God protect you. All of you. Okay, so level 82 already. What is this? Oh. New traveling companions. Oh, is everybody here with me? The other members of the Isabard contingent are gathering in the royal place. I shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. The most is recognized related to him. Would you like to? Yeah, let's go. I'm ready. They have been in this room before?
12.
What is it?
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
Oh.
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose.
Oh.
We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Ilsabard contingent.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades, yourselves included.
Oh my gosh. Lucia!
I come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. For the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end. We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
Oh, Lucia. Nobody can die, Lucia. Understand that?
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
We will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention.
Oh! Sexy heavy, yeah. But need to be like that. It is the end. Of course, gonna have a lot of story.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must. I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation. Here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer, we shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald.
Wait, I want to cry already. Don't even start yet.
I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort.
Oh.
Of course, with an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well, those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands. Raya O sends her regards, by the way.
Suppose I'd better say my piece.
Wait, I know you.
I don't remember this guy. I kind of remember him. Ish.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten.
Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten. Does it say it only if you have a white mage role level up? Ah, maybe.
Anyway, the Admiral asked Captain Hillfield to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughing stock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but the promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do. Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy. Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. Then again, so are we. The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest. If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front. It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield. From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the Avatar of Destruction. With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead. Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabard contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa. There is another awaiting introduction.
Lord Emanolaine?
Ah, yes. Emanolaine de Forton, at your service. Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that. But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light. Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honohua with my tales of daring do.
I believe that concludes introductions to the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Yeah. Oh, everybody!
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
For battle and blood we come, as the steppe is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach. But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy! Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
Ah!
And the Bosnian resistance. Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy.
Yeah.
But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders. Gaius bloody Balesar himself is working to help rebuild Werlit, a nation he once conquered. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
Oh!
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garlond Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers. From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us, so it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
I hope everybody go back. Oh. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Amjad and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their psychology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Isambard. They would also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the teleport. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in the Eorzean. Through their eagerness to do more has been noted. A few shall have to suffice. Or we embark, we must distribute the warning scales to our comrades. Get the honors? Sure. There we go. Yes. Yes. Good luck. Many thanks. Oh, this time is supposed to improve the deciding factor in the... Oh my god. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garland, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw in my lot with those whose secret was supposed to be selling. And now I lead the mission to save the... Oh, I betrayed. But that is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Aemir. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and farm ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garman, and the world at the large, I will lead us to victory. Oh, Lucia! Did I set of warning scales I spy? Not that I would know. Wow, look at this. Even a layman like me can tell they're bursting with Aether. All the better to fend off the tempering waves? Is that the right term? Anyway, this will give us one last thing to worry about, which just leaves the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garman. Only one way to find out, and nervous or not, I'd march through all 7 hells if it gave me a chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Yeah, there you go. This game everyone's been talking about. Pretty little things, and they will be worth a gill or two when this is all over, but we will hold into them for now. And one more thing, I know what you were thinking. Why didn't they send Ezra instead? But already if I know, all the Admiral and Captain Hilfir told me was they needed someone to help safeguard the future. And here I am. Can't say they haven't got a sense of humor. Of course, some of you might be wondering what good a pirate is on a dry land. In the middle of the sorting is no of all places. Well, me and my crew, we do whatever needs doing. So let's set sail, or however saying goes on airships. Yes. It's not different. So these are the famed warning scales, enough for me and my men, I see. Under normal circumstances, I would not be allowed to travel outside of the 12's wood. The elder Seedseer, however, has granted me special permission. She has bid me lend my magic to the people of Garman while learning all I can of their ways. In so doing, I will come closer to understanding myself and my place in the world. Or so she said. It past time our allies benefit from the power of the Seedseer's disposal. Some bemoan that we hide our light under a bushel and intend to address that criticism. Yeah, so we came prepared. Oh, that one's where keeping this close at all the times, yes? I see that no one misplaces theirs. Oh, and before I forget, I have a message from him. In distant lands, in times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of blood. Oh! I hope I have done his words justice. Doma, like much of Otter, has been plagued by the towers. Yet while he could not be here, he wished to express his shared conviction. In Yugi labor without rest to unite the people, and with their aid we will keep the enemy at bay. And we of the and the Eastern Alliance will repay the efforts by ending this war. I do actually. Thank you for this and for going such an incredible length for the sake of my people. So I have a little to offer in return. I would impart some advice if I may. You have been told by many to wear the coat of Isabel. And I cannot stress enough that this is no token of honor. I will be distributing specially made warning tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemist Guild. But understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provisioning of safe protection to your discretion. Now let us proceed to the Alameda Quarter. While you make your final preparation, you have two pilots ready the airships. This is our last chance to make ready before we set forth. You need to worry about re-entry and I. You needn't. Okay. We still have what we were in Garden Park. Stinian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armor. And since he spent a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. To put a final point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my own. Huh. Is that the cry of science in need of a tailor again? But how? I have a waist. Oh yes, indeed. It's that true, right? Yeah. You thought you could sneak off to Sparta without telling me? Nothing escaped my notice. Now you wear these garments I've made for you, whether you like it or not. You never cease to amaze. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Are you coming with us? What? No, of course not. Silly. It's all in the name of fashion, rather the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect the others wear my creations if I've never wore them myself? Good point. I did have one other thing to share. Agnes and whatever have finally returned from assignments in faraway lands. They will be staying raising stones for a while to keep an eye on events through Eorzea. Since they will be running things back at the headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlian. Oh, why not? You can keep Cryo company in the Baldasian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there. And I hear Argus and whatever did a fine job carrying on our stead while we were laying comatose. I don't know what that means. With them in charge of the rising stones, we've nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly. Also, I am confident you won't go collapsing again because of a certain someone who shall remain nameless is in a position to transport your souls to another world. If anything similar disastrous were to happen, I will be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of, and then I will make my way to Charlotte. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garland. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you. Other than pray for your safe return, which I will every day. Oh. Let's not keep the continent waiting any longer. Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by your street. A frosty reception. Oh, there's a new map? Although the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Oh, there he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you?